Good evening, everyone. We'll start with Keith in the middle.
Thank you. Hi, Nick. You okay? How big a task is this going to be? I mean, obviously they've got great players all over the pitch, but since the win at St James's Park a couple of months ago, Kylian Mbappe scored 14 in 12, which shows everything about his ability, and of course not forgetting the rest of his PSG teammates.
Yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, of course, tough game. All the games in Europe are tough games, especially the away ones. So yeah, a good challenge for us. An exciting thing to be a part of. I think we spoke about in the group that at the back end of last season when we were chasing Champions League, what would we have given in that moment to be where we are now? So yeah, of course, it's a challenge tomorrow night, but yeah, we're happy to be here and we're looking forward to it.
There's obviously an injury crisis going on at the club at the moment. You're down to the bare bones in terms of options. The manager saying he's not able to rotate at all at the moment. How are you guys that are playing every week, every minute almost? How are you guys dealing with that in such small numbers?
Yeah, part of the challenge, I think. As a player, maybe if you're getting subbed after 60 minutes or 70 minutes, you say you want to play 90. So there's no complaints. The players that are playing, have got a real responsibility to play at our top level, and I think that's what we've taken on. We've got a great group of characters at the club, and that's what we need in these moments.
Although there's plenty of competition on the bench, isn't there, for the goalkeeper? You've got three of them breathing down your neck now.
Yeah, 3 cats on the bench. Yeah, I don't think that's been seen too often in Premier League history. But yeah, it just kind of shows where we are at the minute. Like I say, I think teams throughout a season will go through stages where they have more injuries than other teams, and this just seems to be our moment at the minute. But like I say, the characters in the squad, they're the ones that are going to carry us through, and that's what we have to do.
Thanks, mate. Luke in front, please.
Hi, Nick. How do you assess your own form this season? How do you think it's gone for you?
Okay, we'd like to do better in some moments, I think. Really happy with other things. I suppose that's like every season. If you're 12, 15, 20 games into a season, you like to, nitpick and do certain things better and, be happy in other moments. So, yeah, I think that's how I feel. I think there's always room for improvement.
Because those of us who watch you every week playing for Newcastle, we're slightly mystified why you're not in the England squad. Have you had any conversations with Gareth about that as to why you're not in?
No, not to be honest. He's got a lot of players to look after and bigger things on his mind, and individual players sometimes. I'm sure it's not anything against him. You can't speak to every player that's not in an England squad. So just for me, it's motivation to do better. There's no need to look anywhere else apart from in the mirror at myself. I want to be in the England squad and be part of the tournament at the end of the year. And at the minute, I'm not in his squad, so it's up to myself.
There hasn't been any fallout or anything over the summer when you pulled out, as far as you're aware?
I don't think so. No, of course. I had my finger surgery the day after the Leicester game, and was obviously 6 months overdue, really. So, yeah, no, there's nothing like that.
Got Mark and then John Murray.
Nick, we've just spoken to Eddie about Lewis Miley and how excellent he was at the weekend. Like, have you ever known a player make the impact at the age that he has that he's managed to do in the last few weeks?
Hard to think on the spot, but can't say I didn't see it coming. If you watched us pre-season, we played against Chelsea at the Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta, possibly the best player on the pitch. So, he had an injury, an illness, and obviously difficult for him, and has obviously got himself right to come back into the team now. And yeah, I thought down at Bournemouth, we didn't shine a great light on ourselves that day, but he certainly didn't let anyone down. He was probably our best player that day as well. So yeah, no surprise at the weekend against Chelsea that he put in a top performance.
And if he plays tomorrow, presumably you think he's ready for the kind of company that he'll be keeping tomorrow? Yeah,
of course. I think he's going to be a top player, and he's got a great attitude and willingness to learn. Obviously a top manager in front of him as well, and players around him that look after him and want him to do well, and have been at that stage in their careers, 17-year-old trying to break into a first team, and yeah, doing everything they can to help him. So yeah, I think he's in a good spot.
John?
Hi, Nick.
John.
The manager was talking about how you've come here to train tonight in an effort to improve how you've performed away from home in the Champions League. Could you compare why it's different? Does it feel different playing away on big grounds, big atmospheres in the Champions League compared to going away to Old Trafford or Anfield or wherever it happens to be domestically?
I'm not sure. Obviously, the travel's slightly different going abroad, but for myself, you know, I'm easy either way. If I'm honest, I think as a goalkeeper, you maybe have to be in that sort of attitude, you know, because things happen that are out of your control sometimes, but can affect things on a pitch. So, yeah, happy to train tonight, to get a feel for the ground, and you know, be on the grass with the lads. But equally as happy, you know, if we don't do it. But yeah, preparation. I think each game we take individually, and a lot goes into each and every game. So yeah, looking forward to, you know, being on the grass soon.
And I'm sure you've studied the table and had a look at it. What do you think you need?
Win would be nice. It's not going to do any harm in any group at any stage. Obviously keeps it in our hands as well, which is something that will be nice going into the Milan at home game. But yeah, full focus has got to be on tomorrow night, and you know, taking it one game at a time. And like I say, every game we go into, we've got to look to win, whether that's League Cup, Champions League. You know, I believe we're a top team, and top team behaviours and top team attitudes. That's what it is. You know, whoever the opponent may be, however good they are, you know, we have to have the belief and the attitude that we want to win the game.
Martin and then Lee Ryder, please.
Hi, Nick. Were you talking there about a specific squad meeting where you were talking about this game and the consequences of this game, or was that the players just talking in general about what tonight means?
Just in general, really, not kind of game specific. Just of where, you know, we are at with the injuries, and you know, we don't want the season to. We don't want excuses, basically, and you know, we spoke about that as well. Like I say, different points in seasons, teams will go through tough stages, and you know, that's for everyone to go through. We're no different to everyone else. We've got to, you know, roll our sleeves up and take it on.
And in terms of your career, where does this game rank for size in terms of the consequence of what could happen with defeat or victory?
Yeah, bigger than Morecambe away with York City, I suppose. Yeah, it's up there. You know, it's important. Like I said before, you know, when we're in March, February, April, chasing Champions League spots, you know, us as a squad, fans, everyone around the club would have given anything to be in the moment, you know, we're in right now. So, yeah, positive attitudes.
So you haven't contemplated exiting Europe or the Champions League tomorrow night?
Concentrate on winning, and then, you know, we'll go from there.
Funnily enough, you mentioned York there. I was just going to ask you about, you got the goalpost from Bootham Crescent, or Kit Kat Crescent, if I'm right. Could you have believed when you were, you know, getting that as a souvenir that you would potentially be playing at such a prestigious venue like this?
Maybe not. They cost me 500 quid, so it's a good job. Like we are here. No, of course, you know, in your career, sometimes things go maybe better than you thought, maybe sometimes less than you thought. You know, when I signed for the football club 18 months or so ago, maybe wasn't thinking we'd been in Champions League this quickly, maybe, but was excited by the team I signed for and the players that I did have and the manager. So would never write it off, definitely, and you know, obviously pleased to be where we are now.
And obviously, it was your save that got Newcastle the Champions League. Good performance in Milan as well. Would you prefer a night where you're busy, or would you take a quiet? I don't think you're going to get a quiet one tomorrow, but would you take a quiet night ahead of being the hero?
Well, whatever leads to 3 points. Saying that, I'm a goalie, 1-0 is always the best result. So yeah, whatever it takes.
Cheers.
We've got gentleman right at the back of the room, and if we could just work our way down to Declan, and then the gentleman in the row in front of him as well, please. Thank you.
Bonsoir, vous avez été très offensif chez vous. Vous avez été, bonsoir, par ici. Vous avez été très offensif chez vous là-bas à Newcastle. Est-ce que le coach demain vous a demandé d'être un peu plus dans l'attente, ou alors est-ce que vous allez garder la même intensité et toujours attaquer et attaquer? Merci.
Wait and see, I suppose. But like the manager said, we've got certain fundamentals and beliefs that we believe in, that we have to stick to, that is, true to our core. And then things around that can be tweaked to suit certain games in certain situations. I think you have to have, that sort of flexibility at the top level.
Okay, we'll go Declan with the headphones on there.
Hey Nick, how's it going?
Hi.
Just two from me. Just a quick one on Lewis. I mean, he's obviously so young, but what does he actually like in the dressing room? What's he like to train with? Just give us a bit of an insight into him.
Lewis Miley, not Lewis Hall, yeah.
Sorry,
Lewis.
Lewis, yes.
Lewis Miley. Yeah, really great nature about him. Someone that, you wouldn't look at and think that, it's just probably been man of the match a weekend against Chelsea, and 17 years old, really seems like he's taking it all in stride. And in the same way, he's got a nice, aura and air of confidence about him where, he was named in the starting lineup at the weekend and at Bournemouth, and no one in the dressing room batted an eyelid. We all had, full belief in him.
And just bringing it back to England, when you look at the current trio in that squad, what more can you do? And at any stage this season, has it played on your mind at all?
You can always do more. There's more clean sheets to be had, more saves, better performances. Like I said previously, I want to look inwardly at that, not at, Gareth's decision to leave me out. I've got to make it that he can't leave me out.
Thank you. And the gentleman in the row in front, just to finish us off, please.
Hi, Nick. My name is Ojola Babatunde of OGB Sports. Even after the wide margin win against PSG at St. James Park, many doubters still believe the win was more of a fluke. Are you going to prove them wrong tomorrow with such a heroic performance again tomorrow?
Certainly hope so. We put in a top performance that night. We're ruthless in front of goal, and I think last two games against Dortmund, we haven't had that that ruthless edge, and that's what's cost us the points in them games. So certainly, good performance with a ruthless edge, and we'll be in a good spot.